Alrighty, so we are going to be talking about surviving the holidays. These are 20 tips available for you to survive the holiday after intimate partner betrayal. So what's on the agenda? Well, first and foremost, who am I? What makes me qualified to be able to even talk about this? So a nice introduction, then the 20 tips. And again, you can take what you can use and completely toss the rest. This is not guidelines that you have to follow in any kind of order. They are just general tips that I have curated over time in working with many of my clients in terms of what I've offered them and actually what they've offered others in terms of the groups that I have. We're going to do a conclusion, and then, of course, we're going to open it up to Q&A. So who am I? Well, years ago, in the depths of my own discovery of betrayal, intimate partner betrayal, my husband said 3 words I never thought would come out of his mouth in the 2+ decades that we were married, which were, I've met someone. My whole world completely shattered in an instant, just unbelievably so. And I was just so full of emotion between the rage and the sadness. I mean, you go from 1 minute where you're raging and you're completely red. I mean, I understood the seeing red. I never understood that before. Oh yeah, I understood it after betrayal, very much so, to the ugly crying. Like just in a split second, it went from rage to sadness. And it just got to the point where my mind and my heart were completely disconnected and my brain was in overdrive. It was just out of control. And from the moment I opened my eyes to the moment I finally passed out from exhaustion, I couldn't stop thinking. I couldn't stop thinking and wondering and why and all of the questions and swirling and everything else. And then the nasty chick voice I had in my head was just so detrimental. It was just ridiculous going on. And I was just a disconnected mess. And then, top it all off, we had the holidays coming up. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I am never going to get through this. It's never going to happen. Well, that was years ago. I'm on the other side of betrayal. I have worked my little tail off to get to the other side. I have read every single book on betrayal. I have attended multiple workshops and all kinds of courses and everything else. And it suddenly clicked for me. It clicked and I realized I was on the other side. And then I turned around and realized that there were so many people behind me, so many people needing help, so many people feeling so alone. And that's when I jumped into this. I became a trusted advisor. I became a coach in confidence. I've been certified. I absolutely love what I do. And now that I'm on this new platform, I get exposure to more people so that I can help more people. I am your guide on your side. I have 20 years C-suite experience as well. I have a psychology degree as well. And I'm also a 6-phase meditation trainer, as well as a positive intelligence mental fitness instructor. So lots of things happened since my betrayal. And I'm going to say something, and most times when I say this, people are just like, they're blown away. I am grateful for the betrayal. And people are shocked. What do you mean? It was the necessary shove that I needed to completely change my path. I am a completely different person years later. People who haven't seen me in 10 years, they're overwhelmed by my physical appearance, how I carry myself. Everything has changed. I've completely transformed. I'm a beautiful example of the possibilities, and there is hope. I know that you don't want to hear that, and I know that you can't believe it now because you're in the depths of it. I get it. I know it. You are not alone. So I am here as a guide on your side to offer you 20 tips to get through this holiday season. So let's jump right in. So again, as I said, that's my biography for you. You know, out of all of the days of the year, out of all of the days, with the exception of Valentine's Day, and we'll talk about Valentine's Day as we get closer to Valentine's Day, but that's far off for now. Of all of the days, there's no day that symbolizes family togetherness like the holiday season, like Christmas, like Hanukkah, Kwanzaa. As a result, there's no time that highlights the distance that you have with your partner. I mean, it is completely both sides of the table. And if you are a few days, a few weeks, a few months from Discovery Day, it's even worse. And I apologize. The reminders are excruciating. Even if you're 2 years removed from Discovery, the painful emotions will still surface. The old hurts will just reappear. Triggers, absolutely. And it feels like the holidays just place a magnifying glass on the betrayal. And betrayal makes people feel as if everything that happened before Discovery was a complete lie, complete BS. They just feel that way. How can you not feel that way? And it transforms what used to be cherished memories into just painful memories now. It's gut-wrenching, absolutely, without a doubt. And just the fear of facing that isolation and that loneliness. Oh, I know. And the holiday season adds layers of challenges to an already overwhelming situation because the expectation is good cheer. Everybody around you seems happy. And then there's the holiday parties and the office parties. And now that we're out of COVID, or in COVID, depending on where you are and where you're working, it just, oh my God, it just, please, can it just be over? Can I just be like Rip Van Winkle and just sleep through it? Regardless of the duration of time, whether it's one day or the whole week, can I just sleep through it and just wake up and it be done and over with? And then you're haunted. You're just haunted by the ghosts of betrayal and abandonment. Yeah, I know, I get it. I totally get it. But the one thing I can tell you is it is okay not to be okay. It's absolutely okay not to be okay. Absolutely, without a doubt. You do not have to put on a happy face. You don't. It'll be helpful, but you don't. If you don't want to, you don't. You're in control. That's the difference. You are in control. So let's start with tip number 1. Okay. You want to leave the familiar. Either find a totally different place where new memories can be molded and created. Completely different place. If you've never been down to Rockefeller Center to see the tree, go down and see the tree. If that's what you do every year, don't see the tree. Whatever it is, create new memories. Or go to a safe place. If there's a place from your childhood, something that you really enjoy doing that you haven't done in a long time, whether it's ice skating or walking through Central Park or something that you haven't done in a really long time that brings up good memories, do that again. So again, leave the familiar or go way back into the familiar. Tip number 2 is absolutely unequivocally stay in the moment. Really hard to, I know. But a lot of us, we wanted to grab that eggnog. Ooh, let's spike it up a little bit more. Let's spike it up a little bit more and get drunk. Absolutely. To escape, to feel good, to feel euphoric. Absolutely. But we can easily cross the line. We can easily cross the line when alcohol or drugs are involved. And we can make what we think is now a good time into a really bad time really, really quickly. So really try to watch your intake of alcohol. While a few drinks may make you feel temporarily euphoric, alcohol is a depressant and it ends up making you feel worse. So really consider that this holiday season. So tip number 3 is set a daily goal, something. Many of my clients have regained their control and their equilibrium when they've set 1 or 2 specific goals a day. And it could be something as simple as cleaning out a closet or a drawer or reading a chapter in a book. Something. The satisfaction that they get from completing a task adds to their own sense of well-being and self-respect. So even if your goal is, I'm going to get up and take a shower every day, that's a goal. Set a goal. Tip number 4, accept that family get-togethers are going to be difficult. They just are. They're difficult without betrayal thrown in there, especially if your family and friends don't know about it yet and you've kept it under wraps, which I personally always suggest. Once you let the toothpaste out of the tube, it's really hard to get it back. Very much so. And you're definitely going to want to be honest with your spouse about your feelings. Sit down with him or her and decide what you're going to do for the holidays. Don't set any expectations. Don't set them too high for yourself or for the day. Absolutely not. If you wish things to stay the same, you're going to be disappointed. There's no way around it. If you want them to stay the same, if you wish for them to stay the same, unfortunately, you will be disappointed. Be open to doing things a little differently. Undertake only what each family member can handle comfortably. And it's absolutely okay to say no. Say no. You're going to want to initiate activity for yourself. Don't wait for others to initiate activity, because then you don't control it. Tip number 5, absolutely stop comparing the holiday to those before D-Day. Do not compare and despair. It puts so much unnecessary pressure on you to be okay. And the fact is, everything is different. Everything is different. If you're only weeks or months out from D-Day, it's different in a really painful way. And if you're further out, if you're, a couple of years out, better, but still you might have triggers. Comparison will not help you. It absolutely will not. It's wishful thinking. That's why they say it's wishful thinking. Take the day completely as it is. There's no right or wrong way to handle the day. There's no right or wrong. Some may wish to follow family traditions, while others may choose to change. We go back to tip 1. Tip number 6, don't say anything negative about your spouse over the holidays. This is a tough one, I know. Sometimes you're raging and you just want to see everything. No. If you're tempted to criticize him or her or lash out, you really need to hold your words. Say nothing at all and step away. Absolutely just step away. So with that being said, put the betrayal discussions on hold over the holidays. Take a vacation from all of the conversations surrounding betrayal. I'm not saying that you're forgiving or forgetting. Absolutely not. You are pausing. You are hitting that pause button, not the reset button, the pause button. You agree for one day or a duration of days to focus on what's going well and avoid talking about the betrayal. Take a vacation from it. Hit that pause button. If you have struggles, and you probably will, write them down. Just write them down. Get them out of your mind, pen to paper. Then they're there, they sit, and they wait. Because you are pausing the conversations regarding betrayal for the holiday. The betrayal is also taking a holiday. And if you feel so much emotion coming up about something, pen to paper, write it down. Then you can initiate conversations after the holiday. And when the holidays are over, you can definitely go back to your journal or wherever you wrote down all these emotions, reread it, see if it's still applicable, and then have a discussion about it. Again, you're hitting the pause button. Tip number 9, stop putting unreasonable pressure on yourself to be happy during the holidays. If you're not happy, that's okay. It's okay that you're not okay. You have permission to not be okay. It's absolutely fine. And just like I told you to pause the conversations regarding betrayal, you pause as well. Just pause. When you have a legitimate reason to be happy and to have gratitude, acknowledge it and be gentle with yourself. This is hard work. You're doing hard work. It's hard to pause, but you can do it because you're in control. Tip number 10, I want you to take at least as good care of yourself as you do for everyone else. One of the things about the nasty chick voice that I had going on was she talked to me like I would never talk to anybody, or I would let anybody else talk to me. Same thing with the way you care for yourself. Think of the things that you do if you have children. What do you do for your kids? What do you do for your friends? When was the last time you did something kind for yourself? Treat yourself like a person of value. Yeah, and it's okay. You are worth it. You are worth it. Maybe it's time to treat yourself to a spa treatment or a hot bath or a day off. Absolutely a day off. Tip number 11, make an effort to be more physically active. Physical activity is one of the best ways that you can make yourself feel better. Recent studies have shown it indicates that exercise stimulates the production of endorphins in your body. The mood elevating chemicals that you have. Go for a walk. Go to the gym. Go out in the country. Go out to Central Park. Take on a project that calls for physical activity. I know it's chilly outside. I get it. Absolutely. Find something to do that gets your body moving. And if you're eating right and exercising and getting enough rest, are you? Probably not. Most of us betrayed. We don't eat right. We don't sleep right. We sure as hell don't feel right. Yeah. So how can you be effective if you're not doing those things? Do take care of yourself. Focus on you. Think of it like your car. People use this example all the time. Your car's not going to go anywhere if it doesn't have any gas. It's not going to go anywhere if it doesn't have any oil. It's not going to go anywhere if it's got a flat tire. Think about it. Take care of yourself. Tip number 12, I want you to be intentional about making your future what you want it to be. Have you thought about giving yourself the gift of a trusted advisor? Trusted advisor can absolutely help you gain the clarity that you need and start to live your life by design rather than living Groundhog Day every single day over and over and over again. Don't leave it to chance that your life will get better. Be intentional about making your future what you want it to be. Tip number 13, be still. We forget how to be still. A few quiet moments before your day starts. Oh, yeah, just to be still. Even just to lay in bed after you're awake, but lay in bed and take a few moments to focus on your breathing. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Try not to think of anything. I know the second we wake up, all the thoughts start all over again, but just 30 seconds, pause and be still. It's so important. Though that quietness in the morning can help you feel peaceful and centered all day. It can. But if you get up and just, there's almost no recovery from it. It's harder. A slow getting up out of bed. You will find it so much more rewarding when you can be still. Tip number 14, be gentle with yourself. You are only one person and you can only do so much. Your cape is dirty. Take it to the dry cleaner and leave it there for 30 days. It's okay. They're not going to donate it, but take your cape to the dry cleaner, let them clean it, and leave it there for a while. It's okay. It's okay. Stop striving to reach impossible goals of making everybody else around you happy. Focus on you. Focus on you. And if the tasks of baking Christmas cookies and cleaning the house get so blown out of proportion, if they're enjoyable to you, great. But if they're not, don't do them. Absolutely not. If it's overtiring and overwhelming, don't bother. Because when you're tired and you're overwhelmed, those emotions come out. Oh yeah, they come out really, very, very, very much so. So you want to be careful with that. And again, with the Christmas cookies and everything else, buy them baked. There's enough bakeries that are dying for your business. Let them bake it for you. Absolutely. Or if you're, used to doing Christmas dinner and whatnot, go out this year. There are enough open diners that would be hungry to have patrons come in. By all means. Again, we circle back to tip number 1. Do something a little different. Tip number 15 is laugh. Really? How am I supposed to laugh? Yeah, you need to make it a point to have some really deep belly laughs as much as you can. Be intentional about getting some humor in your life. Netflix is full of great comedy shows. Find somebody you can relate with, whether it's Joy Coy or Chelsea Handler or Dave Chappelle or Louis Black or Amy Schumer or John Maloney, whomever it is, whether you want to go old school and go back to Eddie Murphy and all the greats back then, whoever it is, whoever generates that belly laugh that allows you a moment to pause and to escape. Oh, very much so. And the great thing is Netflix, once you start, your queue will start filling up with things that they suggest for you. So you don't need to go scrolling. Just queue up the next one and sit back and laugh. Let it go and laugh. Escape into the humor. Absolutely escape into the humor. They're getting big bucks to be on Netflix. Why? Because they're hilarious and they make you laugh. And best of all, try really hard to laugh at yourself. I know it's tough. You're beating yourself down, but every once in a while, laugh at yourself. We're the funniest of all. Very, very much so. Tip number 16, you want to set healthy boundaries. Setting a boundary for what you will and will not do is the most important thing for your relationship at this moment in time. Share your preferences with your friends and family. Let them know, yeah, this year I'm feeling a little off. Again, if you have not shared it with them, you have not let the toothpaste out of the tube, I'm feeling a little off this year. Leave it at that. Are there gatherings that you'd rather not attend? Don't attend. I know that we think, oh, it's going to be so noticeable if I don't go, blah, blah, blah. Telling you this, people get so into themselves, they probably won't even notice. And then, are there topics that you'd rather not be brought up? Let people know that, just let them know what you need. You'd be surprised when you tell people what you need, they rise to the occasion, especially around the holidays, and they will be sensitive to your needs. You just need to let them know. And then you also want to set limits. And I know some people think they're the same thing, but they're not quite. You want to realize that it's not going to be easy. It's not. I'm not here to tell you, here's 20 tips to make the holidays easier for you. No. It's not going to be easier, but it can be manageable. And that's what I want for you. I want it to be manageable. Do only the things that are very special or important to you. This way you won't exhaust yourself trying to be happy, the happy hostess, who does it all. Again, you dropped off that cape at the dry cleaner. Just do the best you can. Do the best you can and give yourself grace for what you can't. Do the best you can. That's it. And it's okay that you're not okay. Tip number 18, you want to volunteer. Oh my gosh. Even if you volunteer, if you have children at their school, absolutely. Giving to others can become a new tradition for the holidays. And it takes the focus off of yourself. And it takes the focus off of him or her, very much so. It allows you to bring blessings to others. Oh, it's such a good feeling. Find a way to be actively involved in a charity or at some other volunteer service, whatever it is, at a nursing home, at a homeless shelter, at a local community program, engaging in meet other people. Absolutely, whatever it is, volunteer, give of yourself. People are really hurting all around us. They absolutely are. So that you don't feel isolated or targeted by your own sadness, give of yourself. Give it out. Just absolutely do so. Tip number 19 is keep in mind, it's really just a day. It's truly just a day on a calendar. It only has the importance that you give to it. I'm looking at the day as just another day off. I'm planning on doing some side projects. I'm planning on, filming some courses, things of that nature. I'm looking forward to the day for that reason. The other thing is my husband works on that day. So, again, it's a date on the calendar. The more emphasis I give to the day as being special, and it's got to be this, and it's got to be regimen this way, and this time, and this time, and this is the gift, and this is how the tree's going to look, and all of these things, the more hurt and disappointed I'm going to be. I just know it because I've set my expectations up way too high. So don't do it. It's better off looking at the day as an opportunity to use the time for something constructive, which may or may not include typical holiday events or activities. But I can tell you this, it is important to plan the day. Don't ignore the day, okay? Because then you'll just find yourself in the afternoon just being full of angst and just like, oh my God, what's going on? Type of thing, because everything will start flooding in. So you want to plan the day. Plan it the way you want it. It's your day. And again, it's just a date on the calendar, and it only has importance that you give to it. Okay? So do keep that in mind. The last tip, tip number 20, is cultivate gratitude. Oh, this is a tough one. I know. And gratitude begins with the process of deliberately noticing good things in life. Oh, how can I notice anything good? I'm in such pain. It hurts so bad. Why did this happen? Why did this happen to me? And then all the questions start happening all over again. I'm really strongly encouraging you to develop a gratitude practice. It's a powerful experience that changes your emotional state. And it shifts you into a more thankful state of mind, and it can curb your negative emotions. Gratitude is at its core a mindset issue. And when understood and engaged properly, it's your secret weapon. It helps you regulate yourself. It moves you out of fear, out of any kind of shame that suddenly has latched itself on you, and powerlessness more quickly. It just does. So I'd like to give you some examples of some suggestions for gratitude statements so that you have these. So for example, I am grateful for friends that know my story and are holding space for me as I journey through. I am grateful for family members who have pitched in to help with the kids, with errands, or other things during this crisis. I am grateful for my therapist who holds my pain with me and provides guidance and support. I am grateful for my trusted advisor who lets me call when I'm falling apart and helps put me back together. I am grateful for the many resources that are available to help support me in my healing. I am grateful for my partner's willingness to do the work needed to repair the relationship. I am grateful for the clarity and ability to leave a relationship that is not good for me. I am grateful for a new understanding of boundaries and how to implement them. I am grateful for the ability to use my voice effectively within my relationship. I am grateful for the beautiful place to take long walks while I think about and process all that has happened. I am grateful for the health professionals who are supporting me as my body deals with this stress load created by this betrayal. I am grateful for the connection with a loving higher power that sustains me. I am grateful for the freedom to rage at my higher power about the injustice of betrayal. I am grateful for the tears that are cleansing and help my body release the pain. I am grateful for the anger that reminds me of my dignity. I am grateful for children and grandchildren that bring joy. I am grateful for all that I'm learning about myself and the new freedom that it is bringing. I am grateful for the diminishing trauma symptoms. I am grateful for a growing sense of self. Those are some examples for you to inspire you. Hopefully, as you've heard this list read out, there are a few that resonate with you in some way that allow you to feel your emotional state shift ever so slightly. It just needs to be incremental. What it does is it allows you to connect to your core, to yourself, to your authentic self, to who you are. Now, while betrayal happened to you, it is not your fault. It is absolutely not your fault. It was their choice. You had no control over the situation at all. But here you are picking up the pieces. I understand. I know. Very much so. When I practice gratitude, I feel joy. I do feel joy. As I mentioned at the start of this, I am grateful for the betrayal. I am grateful for the betrayal because it was the necessary shove that I needed to transform myself. And I am so grateful for who I am now. Very, very much so. So I have a couple more suggestions for you. I have the 5 suggestions in addition to what we just read off. And it's not to say that we should only focus on the positive things and reject negative emotions. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because you have to go through those negative emotions. Absolutely, without a doubt. You can't go around them. You can't jump over them. You can't bury yourself underneath them. You have to go through them. But a gratitude habit doesn't ignore the complicated feelings or the difficult decisions you need to make or the challenging experiences. It doesn't. But what it does is it allows you to pause and take a moment, maybe in stillness, and think about what you're actually grateful for. And that allows you to have that shift. So a GLAD practice. So what is GLAD? GLAD practice is an acronym for gratitude, learned, accomplished, and delight. It's about finding the joy and the balance and paying attention to certain aspects of daily life that frequently go completely unnoticed. Completely unnoticed. Number 2 is gratitude walks. We talked about that with physical fitness. Yeah, gratitude walk. Just go for a walk. It's an active way of bringing mindfulness to the forefront. Take a nature walk. Walk to explore an area of the city that you haven't been in. Window shop. Take a look at the people passing you by. I know that this can be a little dangerous because sometimes there's a lot of PDA going on, but see people walking by, and every once in a while you'll see somebody walking by that has a smile on their face. Could that possibly be you with a smile on your face? Possibly. Because that's the third one. Smile. Oh my gosh, studies have showed that the simple act of smiling can actually change the way you feel, regardless of why you are smiling. Whether it's replaying that comedy show that you watched the night before and something, was funny said, and you belly laughed to the point where you were almost in tears because it was so funny. And now the next day you're remembering, hey, what was that? And then you replay it in your head and you chuckle again. Well, when you chuckle, you smile. Smile. It can ease the feelings that you have. And then give a hug and say thank you. Even if that is just, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being strong enough to have to do this. Thank you for being strong enough to see your way through. Give gratitude to yourself. What you're going through is tough. It is the toughest thing you've ever had to do, but you can do it and you will get through to the other side. And the last thing, again, is the gratitude list. Just daily, just think about it. It's that possibility. It amplifies the good things in your life. And pen to paper is definitely preferable. If you can get up every single morning after you've practiced stillness and just breathing, if you can get up, pen to paper, right on your nightstand, 3 things you're grateful for. The sun is shining. There is snow on the ground. I'm breathing. I got up. I slept more than 3 hours. Whatever it is, just write it down. Write it down, pen to paper, pen to paper. And I cannot stress how important it is for your mental fitness. It's the training that you need, and it cultivates your overall wellness. And definitely this helps retrain your brain to focus on the positive rather than the negative. And if you can, and I'm not advocating this yet, but if you can get to the place where you actually have something positive to say about your spouse, you know that your healing is accelerated, that you are starting to get to a good place, whether you are both together or you're separated. If you can get to the place where you can have a gratitude statement related to your spouse, your healing is accelerated. So I practice gratitude over and over again. As I said, I am grateful. I am. The other thing that I'm so grateful for is now I love what I do. I love what I do. And it's being part of the miracle of healing. Oh, it fills me up. I absolutely love it. And I work with women. I help betrayed women so that they can feel safe to love again and to trust again. And I accelerate that healing. And again, this season, I know, I can feel it's gut-wrenching. It is, especially if it's your first one, without a doubt, very much so. But I invite you, and please allow yourself the opportunity to enjoy the moment, some part of the day. Again, I know the grief and the betrayal, and it just sits there, but I'm telling you, hit the pause button. Hit the pause button. Take a vacation from it, okay? The grief and the betrayal have moved in. No. We don't want them to move in. They can come and visit, but every once in a while, we have to be just like unwanted guests. Time to go, okay? You're taking a pause, okay? And again, if you're looking for help, I invite you to connect with me. So, understandingear.com, you've seen it on all the slides. People ask me, well, what is that? It comes from a Stephen King quote. This quote I carried in my wallet for over 2 decades. I absolutely loved it. It's very long. You see over my shoulder, it's actually clipped. I have the original page that I tore out of the book. Yes, terrible. Please forgive me. The most important things are the hardest things to say. Oh, they are. They're locked within, not for the want of a teller. Oh my gosh, we want to tell everybody. But it's for the want of an understanding ear. Stephen King, Different Seasons, The Body. Please, a review goes a long way. Please drop me a note at understandingear.com if you found this beneficial, and or a review on Meetup. It's absolutely with the greatest of gratitude. PSS, if you want more and if you want to hear about new workshops and courses and opportunities to accelerate your healing journey to feel safe again, trust again, and love again, drop me an email. My email address, Vanessa@understandingear.com. Pretty simple. I will definitely let you know when things are coming up. Thank you so much for participating in this 20 tips to survive the holidays after intimate partner betrayal. I hope that you found some of the tips extremely useful, even if it's just one to ease into the holiday. Oh, so much better. I wish you great success on your healing journey. If I can be of assistance to you, by all means, reach out. Do look forward to seeing you again next time. And again, subscribe and drop your email address in for the latest things that I am doing related to healing from intimate partner betrayal. Till next time.